live, baby.
We are live in the studio. It is me, Ellana, and I have a guest, Mary, Lil Lamb. Everyone's favorite. Oh, you're a junior technically.
Yeah, I'm a junior now.
How does that feel?
It actually feels like I've lived 2 years. Like, it feels exactly as long as it's been.
Oh, so you don't, you're like, yes.
Yeah,
like
I'm definitely a junior at this
I'm
point.
actually dead. So we have you here because, one, I want, just in case people don't know you, you are great.
Aw.
You are unique. You're a unique individual, and you are super smart. I feel like you're a genius, but like you're not. I feel like you're one of those geniuses who like you don't show that you are, but I can. Something's up there. I can definitely tell. So, can you give a little background of yourself? What's up with you, and just a little, maybe like 30 seconds about how we got to where we are now.
Yeah. So let's start from like the very, very beginning.
The very beginning.
I was born in Nigeria, in Ibadan. Moved to the States when I was 4 years old, to North Carolina, Winston-Salem, what's up?
Hey.
And then moved to South Florida, first Orlando, Florida. It was way too sunny, way too like plastic, Disney World-y.
Sounds like it.
And then we moved to Fort Lauderdale plantation. We don't talk about the plantation.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, of the
name of
city. Yeah, South Plantation High School, Plantation Park Elementary.
Is that
School.
because of?
I don't know. I didn't realize.
I don't know how to. Is that what it's like?
I also didn't realize that like it was weird until I left Plantation, Florida, and I started being like, I don't want to say I'm from Plantation. It's like, which plantation?
Oh.
The plantation.
South Plantation.
Yeah. South Plantation. Aww. Yeah, but I lived in Plantation, Florida for most of my life. Then came to Philadelphia, studying English, double minor, cinema studies and fine arts, and fun stuff.
Fine arts is in like sketching or like painting or like a sculpture.
I didn't concentrate in photography.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I thought I would like concentrate in like their video stuff, but I don't know. Photography is fun and like different.
So for people who are interested in being like majoring or minoring in fine arts, is it everyone takes the same like core? It's not even like core classes, but it's like intro level classes, and then after that, do you concentrate or something? And do you like, or do you just take? Do you have to know how to paint? Like, do you have to know how to? Because I've always been like, oh my God, like I really want to do photography, and I was like, but do I have to do ceramics first? I don't know.
I came into it kind of randomly because I took digital photography this semester, and I even did that accidentally because I dropped another class that looked like it was going to be more work than it was worth. And then I was like, what's fun? Photography. And like, I didn't know anything about photography or DSLRs. And like, they start from the ground up. And I don't even know if it was a class that wasn't specified as introductory or like second level. It was just like a digital photography class. So it had people from like all ranges of experience. So you can definitely just jump in. And, like, for the minor, I don't think you really need to, like, there's some core things. Like, you have to do, like, a foundational something class, which I haven't done. But a lot of things double count depending on, like, what you're studying. So if you're studying some, like, cinema or maybe even, even English, like, there's stuff that can double count.
And you said you're also minoring in cinema studies. So what do you want to do with that?
Yeah. I want to be a film director. I'm also interested in cinematography and writing, and so like just.
So you're just you're gonna make movies.
I want to make movies. I want to be on the big screen.
Have you started doing that like outside of school? Are you working on? Do you have any upcoming projects that are going to come to fruition?
One of your previous interviewees, Ari Lewis.
Shout out to Ari.
For the short film that we're making for a competition with Sydney Rodriguez and Kai Kornegay, Saida Bello Sagi, Janelle Burke, and
Shout out to all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, we're working on that. I'm going abroad in the fall, and also I'm gonna be like doing stuff in the summer also. I want to do like a bunch of like, I don't know, like when I like the way that people in like certain groups or like people in their groups of like art making or like things that they're passionate in, how they interact with each other and like the different characters that kind of pop out from that, like documenting them in a documentary style.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do like a bunch of short documentaries on like cool
Ooh.
people and like
Ooh.
cool stuff. So
That sounds
hit
cool.
me up if you think you're interesting.
I
And
am interested, Mary.
yeah,
That sounds really cool.
yeah.
Now have you so I assume because your passion is, in the movies, directing,
Hmm.
producing, that realm. Um have you have you seen any recent movies that you were like, "Oh, this is like awful and here's why."
Mm.
Like do you, we
Hmm.
were talking with Ari last time about deconstructing movies and, how now you're able to parse things out and
Hmm.
you're like, "Oh, if the writing's bad, then everything
Hmm.
else is bad." Do you do that same thing when you watch
Yeah,
movies?
yeah. I definitely do that. I used to do that a lot, just like generally, like diversity things and like people not really paying attention or like representing humanity in like its fullest. And so like that has been a constant, but like now that I have like a language to kind of think about like the actual production values of a movie, like through classes and academics, like I also think about that. And like for specific examples, you also talked about Infinity War, and
Yes.
like it's definitely not a horrible film. Like
Mhm.
formula wise, like Marvel has their like movie making formula down. You can't really fault them for their like cinematography or like the pacing or any. Oh, I guess you can fault them for pacing a little bit,
A little bit.
but
But
I think a lot of the issues that I have with Infinity War is that they built such rich characters, and I expected that like going into a movie or a film like bringing all of these characters together, they would like maximize the showing of like these different characters. Like
Mhm.
you have Black Panther, and you have like Thor, which was like revamped by Taika Waititi, and
Yeah,
like just wonderfully, and like you have on Black Widow, and like all of these other. I guess you have Captain America,
I
even though
guess.
uh,
You
he's so extra. I feel like
think
he's
he's extra?
yeah. I think he's extra, and I think that this like him in Infinity Wars was like such a problem because like you saw how he like came out with his like full beard and like
Mm.
his dark
Look, he was I'm mad
yeah
because he looked fine.
yeah,
He
I
looked
was so mad. I
fine.
was like, he looks good. He looks like tough and like everything,
Mhm.
but like he's been built up to be like such a goody two shoes, and like now that he's like pushing back against that, and like he's this badass, like I'm here to save everyone,
Mhm.
and phone. Yeah, and he's
Your
built
hoes
up.
calling.
My hoes calling. Too many hoes. I don't even know who they
Oh my god.
are. I just think that he's like he's such a trope, or
Mhm.
not even a trope. He's just like not complex enough for me.
Mm.
Like he was good, and then he was like confused, and then he was angry, and now he's like mean, and like
Yeah.
you don't like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Iron Man has more.
I love Iron Man.
Iron Man is
I
a
love Iron Man.
cool character.
Yeah. And he's the one who started it all. Like
Yeah, and like he cares about new people.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Captain America, like he'll care about like the whole, and he'll care about the mission, and he'll care about the group as a whole. But like Iron Man, like with
Spider-Man.
yeah, with Spider Man, like
Oh.
this is a completely like new
Yeah.
character. Well, not new character, but like a new entity that they're introducing to this like group, and like he's like actively caring about him, and like that relationship is developing.
Mhm.
Whereas I think that Captain America, like Bucky, I love Bucky, but like we
Yeah.
don't all we're not obsessed with
We are
Bucky.
not, no.
Fireman is
Uh-huh.
adorbs.
So we talked a little bit about Avengers.
Uh-huh.
If you haven't seen it by now, you should go see it.
Yeah.
And so now you won't have to dodge all the spoilers and
Yeah.
things. Do you watch a lot of TV?
Um, not
Like TV
really,
shows?
actually. I no, I wish I did. No, actually,
Mm.
I don't wish I did. I watch
So
specific shows though.
oh, okay.
Are you thinking of anything in specific?
Oh, I was saying, like, do you watch any TV shows,
Mhm.
and do you watch, like, specific genres of
Mhm.
TV? And
Yeah.
do you have any, like, unpopular opinions about
Mm.
things like sitcoms or things like
Mm.
laugh tracks in the
Uh-huh.
background or
I
things
mean,
like
I definitely just despise like they just give me I so when I was growing up, like we watched a lot of sitcoms and like all of that and like my siblings loved them, I guess, but they just gave me headaches. Like I'm
Mhm.
someone who I don't know, like if I feel like I'm being cued to laugh, then I'll like look for what's funny. But if I can't find it, then like it'll just distract me from like everything that's happening. And I
Yeah.
feel like laugh tracks like laugh when they think that they're being funny rather than when they're actually being funny. And it's
Mm.
just like a whole headache. Like I
Mhm.
finish an episode and I'm like, what
Mhm.
is happening to
I
my
feel
head?
you, cuz I don't like I also don't like laugh tracks. I think that that is sort of like a dying breed of TV.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Yeah,
there are
for
only like
sure.
a couple shows that are out right now that
Yeah.
are like still have that.
Uh-huh.
Um, my favorite like kind of show. I mean, I watch Black Mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
You watch it?
Yeah.
You watch it?
Yeah.
You like it?
I love it. Well,
Hey,
I love it when I'm watching it with other people because when I'm watching it alone, I
you get
get so
scared?
stressed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's like existential crisis.
yeah. Yeah, Days was talking about how like she can only see it once. She can
Hmm.
only see each
Yeah,
episode
yeah,
once.
I can't watch it a second time.
I'm actually
It's
dead.
like a whole journey. I love Atlanta. Have you
Hmm.
watched Atlanta?
Okay. Do
Have you seen it?
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yo.
I so I need to go back to watching it because I just
Mhm.
like I started it
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, this is cute, this is
Mhm.
nice, and then I think I just I was
Mhm.
it didn't pull me
Mhm.
like you know.
No, no, for sure. Like when I first started Atlanta, like first season, I was like, "What is happening?" I'm not interested in like whatever he's doing, and like this is like weird. But like it gets just very very good because I think that he doesn't like just whatever rules kind of that you
Hmm.
expect for like a narrative of a season and like all of that development, like he doesn't really care about that. And so
Hmm.
like he gets to like go very deep into like whatever character study or like topic study that he wants to go in. And like
Hmm.
he also has a way of like focusing on like a little thing. Like this season, there's an episode about a barber shop that or a barber customer relationship that was very very interesting and like you would think. I mean, and I don't know. He just has a way of like taking like very mundane things and
Yeah,
like making them like super interesting,
that's true.
like making you want to watch it for 30 minutes and then be shocked that it's over.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like what?
yeah. It's
30 minutes
like
already went by.
yeah, it's really good.
Do you have a favorite actor or actress,
Mm.
or a do you see a famous actor or actress and think that they are overrated?
Mm. Mm. Oh. Um, as favorite actors or actresses go,
It's hard, ain't it?
it's hard.
So many.
I mean, of course, I really like Lupita
Of course.
Nyong'o because of all that emotion that she brings, just like in whatever that she's doing. Um, who's famous? I don't know.
It's hard. Do you think that there are certain actors who are not who are like like overrated? You think that they're just
Uh huh.
cuz I do.
I mean, definitely Emma Stone. I don't really like her. Mainly
Yo,
because she
homegirl's plain.
like her career choices are just so like
Strange.
sus. Like
Yeah.
she'll play like Asian characters or she'll
Yeah.
play or she'll like take roles in stories that are shitty and erasing of like diversity and like
Mhm.
any complex narrative
Mhm.
storytelling at La La Land. And
I knew what you were getting
yeah. Yeah.
at.
I don't know. I mean, but I didn't see Easy A, which is something I think it's one of the films that is supposed to be really big for her. So
Yeah. Yeah,
maybe
I
that's
think that
why.
was the movie
Mhm.
that I like
Mhm.
like I found out like who she was.
Mhm.
Before then I was like, who? What? Emma
Mhm.
who? But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm curious because I've been wrestling with this for a while. I'm actually writing an article about Michaela Cole, right?
Mhm. Oh,
And
oh,
love
oh,
her.
chewing gum
Love
is my
her.
shit. Oh my god.
Yo, chewing gum is
Wait,
great.
it's so
Great.
good.
Like
It's
great
so
film.
good because like
Great.
it makes you like physically uncomfortable. And I
Yeah.
feel like once you like actually feel something physically, like
It
it
got to you.
stays with you. And like
Yeah.
the writing is good, the acting is good, like everything is.
And it's funny.
It's
Like it's
so fun. Like I'll
hilarious.
die
Yeah.
laugh. Oh, I need to rewatch it.
It's so good.
I'm like
Apparently
waiting.
she's writing a new season right
Yeah.
now, so
I
I'm
always
happy for
see her
that.
Instagram stories of her like sitting, writing naked, like in her room, like whatever she's doing, living her life. I'm like,
Really living her
yes.
life. Just
It's like doing yoga. Oh, good things are coming.
I'm writing an article about her and versatility and
Mhm.
how like
Mm.
she's able to play all of these different roles,
Mhm.
but they're like but they'll be completely different, but she's able to do all of them so well.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to think like her in Chewing Gum versus her in Black Mirror
Mhm.
versus her in another Black Mirror episode
Mhm.
because she was in multiple.
Mhm.
Um, and I think like to me that is being having versatility is so much
Mhm.
more important than being able to play a certain kind of
Mhm.
character over and
Mhm.
over and over again.
Mhm.
And I see those kind of actors pretty
Yeah.
often, like the people who only are in movies and like
Yeah.
are that
Doing
like
one
they're
role.
there to be funny
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
there to do
Mhm.
certain things. And I don't know, coming from someone who studies these things like
Mhm.
films and movies and you're constantly surrounded by that sort of energy. Do you see that difference, or
Mhm.
do you think that it is okay if someone is good at playing like a
Mhm.
certain role to just stay in their lane,
Mhm.
or do you think that it should be a lot more respected and recognized if someone like
Mhm.
Michaela Cole, and she's
Mhm.
just one example, but like people who are able to play all of these different roles but like play them really well. I think
Mhm.
that they're a better
Yeah.
overall actor.
Yeah. I think there's like need for different types of actors, and like I have a significant amount of respect for people who can like channel different characters and like find whatever truth that is within like the writing of a character and like evoke like some sort of emotion from that like in their acting. And so like people that come to mind, or someone that comes to mind, is Oscar Isaacs.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Star Wars, The Last Jedi, as well as what's the one right before it, that was, oh, The Force Awakens. Oh, my movie. And he was also in like Ex Machina, and he's just he was also like on Broadway playing Hamlet in like this super cool modern take on Hamlet that's like funny and evocative. I don't know, I didn't see it, but I was very sad that I didn't get to. And I think that like actors like him are able to take what's written and like um, somehow I think that putting the actor's own like diversity and like whatever um inspiration that they have in themselves and like their own essence and imbuing it in that character kind of like creates a mix that like makes a new character. And like that's partly why they're able to not be like one character actors. But also, I think that actors that just do one character, there's like value in that also, because you're
Mm.
able to
That was
like
my
like
stomach.
if you only play one character, I think you're able to like find new facets of that character. And like also, I think a lot of characters come with different backstories and different things that you're pulling from, and like those different things may coalesce to make this same similar character, but
Hmm.
like there's still like nuance in that. So there's value for both of them. But
Hmm.
there are actors that are annoying because they play only one type of character, and like when you see them,
You
they're doing that
automatically
one
know,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's
like
annoying.
that tropey thing that they just like that's
Mhm.
what they know how to do.
Yeah.
And it's like if they're in any other role, or they're actually known by like their character name versus
Mhm.
their actual name.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's really important, and I'm glad
Mhm.
that you I'm interested to hear like how you feel about these things because you actually like do this. Like, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up a little bit. I got
You're.
other things, but I have one last question for you.
Mhm.
5 years into
Mm.
the future,
Ooh. Oh.
what do you see for Lil Lamb?
5 years into the future, 2 of those years will be spent in school.
True.
Um, I will. So in 3 years, I want to be super well traveled. I want to have made something that I like a lot, and then like with those last 2 years, in that 5 year span, I also want to travel even more and like figure stuff out, like the world. I want to figure out humanity in the
Mm.
universe, and
Mm-hmm.
then I want to find cool people and like I want like the next 5 years to be like a creative, um,
Journey.
vomit
Oh.
situation. No, no journey.
Oh, like a
Yeah, I
regurgitation,
want
like.
yeah, of creative regurgitation. I want
Oh,
this to
that's
be
gonna be the
like
name of this.
yeah.
Creative regurgitation featuring
Yeah.
Mary.
Wait, I like that. Yeah, I just want to spill out a bunch of stuff
Hmm.
and then I'll clean it up and polish.
Hmm.
But I want to vomit.
That sounds dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this vomit.
You
I
want
really
to
am.
vomit? I like how
So,
you that.
thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks.
This was really fun.
Yeah, good
I'm sure
times.
you have a lot more planned for the rest of the day. I just have papers to write.
Yeah. I guess I have 2 pages. That's fine.
Alrighty then. Thank you, and I'll
Bye.
see y'all
Peace
next
out.
week.